It's time to take action. Balanced life, happy life, a better way. What you need to know about building your business. This is video D3. Well, hello again. I was working with a distributor on our mentoring call, and a question came out about what to do concerning a situation that had occurred. Now, from my position, the answer was quite simple, but it opened the door to a teaching moment to create a better understanding so that similar answers could be figured out in the future. Now, all results are caused by being what one is supposed to be and doing what one needs to do in a sequence known to create results. If we take a look at anything we do, from brushing our teeth to cooking a meal, taking a vacation, or of course, building a business, all of these activities follow known methods that work and which, when done correctly, create the desired result. However, if the steps are not known or missed entirely and not done, then the results usually never happened as planned. Today, I'll give you a tool that's going to help you. Now, you learned about this on an Aligning with Success call with Mike and Dave. Goal, purpose, policy, plan, program, projects, orders, ideal scenes, statistics, valuable final product. I got this information from a study that I did, and it was written by a gentleman by the name of L. Ron Hubbard. And it basically covers any point that you need to know and understand. So, we're going to talk about making a chocolate cake. If you know how, because you've made one before, then you know what's required. First, you must be the baker. Second, you must do the steps of the recipe. And third, then you will have the chocolate cake. It's the be, do, have formula. It's a very simple but powerful formula, and the same applies to our business. You got to be the distributor. You got to do the activities that a distributor does, and then you will have the results that will be created because of what you've done. Now, in this case, the ingredients, you've got 2 cups of sugar, 1 3/4 cups of flour, et cetera, as you look down the list. And all of these ingredients, you got to do something with them. So in step one, you gather all the ingredients, preheat the oven to 350 degrees, grease and flour 2-inch round baking pans. Stir sugar, flour, cocoa, baking powder, baking soda, and salt together in a large bowl, et cetera, until you get down to adding the frosting and enjoying the cake. So the directions give you what to do, and when you do them, you end up with what it is that you wanted to do. So in this case, the goal was to make a chocolate cake so you could enjoy it. You do this, and this is what you get, starting with the goal and working it backward to the beginning using be, do, and have. So the goal is to enjoy a piece of chocolate cake. So that's what we're going to go. So what's the step just before that? Well, it's making the icing and icing the cake. Well, what's the step just before that? Well, it's bake it in a preheated oven and until a toothpick inserted into the center comes out clean. That takes about 30 to 35 minutes. Well, what do you do just prior to that? You got to pour evenly into the prepared pans. Well, what's the step prior to that? Stir in the boiling water, et cetera, et cetera. So if you look at all the way down, it goes right down to step one. Decide to be the baker. And then if you go up to the top, the goal is to enjoy a piece of chocolate cake. So all the things in between are all the do actions that are required in the be, do, and have formula. That you have your list of ingredients and you know the steps you need to take, you can easily see what needs to be done to create that valuable final product. Okay. You also know that if something is missing in either the ingredients or in the action steps, the recipe, it becomes easy to figure out what you need to do to get the valuable final product. So if you don't have an oven to bake the mixed ingredients, then you're not going to get what you want. The solution then would be to find an oven and then continue. Now, how does the business work? What are the ingredients? What is the recipe? What do you need and want? Now, you saw in video D2, it's all about communication, how the business works. You learned in video D and C what the ingredients are. You also learned in all the videos A through F what's the recipe. So here's how to get what you want. Let's take a look at this. We'll do it step by step. What's the goal? So by definition, this is what you want to achieve as a result of joining Nikon. Now, this is something you want to have, like the biggest Nikon distributorship in the world, or be the sole source of income for your family, or to have flexibility and financial freedom, whatever it is for you. For me, it was to provide for my family. Now, it must be important and something you want to accomplish. What is the purpose? By definition, these are the sub goals or objectives that will be handled by reaching the goal. So this could be to pay off bills, this could be to pay for education, to travel, to retire, whatever it is. But they're important to be identified because this is the drive that causes you to go after this goal. And these, for the most part, will be economically based, and it's all relevant based on the goal and should be completely aligned with the goal. And because this is a business, that's what your exchange will be, as you will see. What is the policy? Now, policy, these are the tenets of workability. So what to do, what not to do kind of activities. And they're found in books and videos, lectures given by those who built the business and who became successful. All the videos that I've created could be policy. All the videos on aligning with success could be policy. There's some great books out there on building network marketing, and there's some great business books that people can get their hands on what to do. That becomes the policy to follow. The plan. Well, by definition, the overall plan is to use Nikon as the vehicle to accomplish the named goal. So that's what you're doing. If it's to do something else, then it would be to utilize whatever else that you're using to get what you want. Now, what is the program? Now, by definition, the program is a step-by-step process, like a recipe for building your business. And this has been outlined in the videos as mentioned. And to create this, you want to go to the end, what it is you want, and then work backward to where you are or the beginning, just like you saw earlier with baking the cake. And you can review this in videos C and D, then create your own backward list, and then reverse it to create the recipe. And this becomes your program. Do step one, step two, step three, etc., etc. And you've heard about this in many different ways, create your list and decide how to launch your business, those kind of activities. What are projects? Well, by definition, projects are very specific activities that need to be done in order to finish a step on a program. So you say you wanted to recruit a new distributor, and then part of that, you want to teach the new distributor what to do. And so you give the order to that distributor that they need to, watch the given videos that you showed them and maybe read a book so they improve their understanding of what to do. These would be projects that they would do in order to be fully versed in the Nikon business, which would then be a target of a program to help them build their business. Orders. Now, by definition, orders are the directions to do something. And this pertains to you as the owner. When you develop an organization, you need to provide direction to those you bring on board and in the form of orders to do, just like you do with yourself. You got to get up, go prospect, go make phone calls. Those you give yourself, you do the same thing with those people underneath you, and those are the orders that get the results. By definition, this is by its name the ideal of what should be. If we understand that when you recruit a new distributor, the ideal would be that they learn what to do and do it and become successful. If you know the recipe and you know the ideal, then it becomes easy to spot what to do if you don't have an ideal scene based on what is currently going on. So this is why it is so important that you learn as much as possible for yourself, phase one, then helping others, phase two, is easy and productive. Now, statistics, by definition, they are the measurements of activities and results. All results come about because of some amount of an activity or activities. If you keep track of what you do, you can then compare what you do to the results that you get and thus be able to see what works and creates the best results and what is a complete waste of time and doesn't contribute to the results of what you want. Now, for the most part, these are all numbers of an activity one does, and then you do the same with the results so that you can compare and evaluate based on a chart or a graph. By doing this, I saw that the more distributors that joined my organization, the larger my business became, and the more income was generated. So I focused on that and became very successful. It was very easy. Now, valuable final product. By definition, this is what you are producing due to all your busy work. And the result is what creates the exchange for what you get, and this also gives you what you want. In this business, there are two valuable final products. One is distributors who are getting what they want, and two is happy customers who are buying your products. When you produce either one of these, then you get paid, which is the exchange for the production. If you don't produce them, there is no exchange and you don't get paid. Quite simple. So this admin scale is a tool to align everything that's needed and wanted to enable anyone to build a business to get whatever it is they want. The key is that each point must be in alignment with all other parts, and you work on each until that result happens. You go up the list and down the list and make sure that each one is in alignment with the rest of them. You work out the details, you write it out. So that if the goal is to make your chocolate cake, then the valuable final product has to be a really good baked chocolate cake. You see, that's the concept here. And you can do this as often as you like. And sometimes because of growth, your goal changes. So you need to change all the other items as well to align. Remember, this is a tool. Now, knowing what to do. So on today's mentoring call, it was supposed to be a second ABC call to go over the C's next step after they had done their homework. However, they could not make the call, or there was some justification for not being on the call given. The question asked then was, well, what should I do? Now, for me, the answer was simple, but as I stated in the beginning, I wanted this to be a teaching moment. For you, this is why I spent the time going over the admin scale and knowing the importance of what you're doing and how you are going to get what you want. What is the ideal scene then is the question that should have happened and based on what you would need to build your business. What did happen? What was the existing, they didn't show up, and what should have been done or what could have been done to prevent what happened. The main point here is that you must always look at what you need in order to get what you want. And when you're out doing the basic activities, then you want to make sure that you ask the right questions and agree on the right directions. It's a process. When you don't know what your ideal scene is for your business, and if you don't know how it works and what the ingredients are, and you don't know how to check for what you should be happening versus what is happening, then it's easy to fall in the endless trap of, will this work for me or not? When you look at the valuable final product you are producing, and in this case, a distributor gets what you want, and the person you are prospecting continuously doesn't show up, you just ask this question, what am I doing here? Now, the importance of knowing, I have observed over my career that when you show the person who truly wants to solve their problems in life and living what they could do to accomplish them, you will get a person who wants to learn what to do and who will go out and take your direction and get results if you know how to direct them. If you add your help and know how, it will go much faster. You need to understand that people have problems because they don't understand something. Your job is to help them understand. Now, this doesn't work on everyone, but because not everyone wants to solve their problems. But for those that do, wow, does it work? This is why you need to talk to lots of people. The conclusion here, do your admin scale, know what you need, give everyone the opportunity. Don't accept or waste time with the wrong people. Know where you're going, know how the business works, build your business, get what you want. Enjoy.